Explosions rocked the outpost. Alarms wailed as the corridor wall split open. Air howled out into vacuum, sucking loose panels and tools toward the breach. Princess Sarah Val clawed at the deck plating. Her robes tore free. She glimpsed the human technician, Eli Mercer, racing toward her, his bulky envirosuit gleaming under emergency strobes. "Move!" Eli bellowed. His gloved hand seized her waist. He hurled her bodily into the adjacent escape pod. Sarah tumbled across the padded interior. She twisted to see him. The breach widened. Frost rimed the edges. Eli braced his suited shoulders against the ragged tier. His suit's sealant ports hissed. Thick foam erupted, spraying across the gash, hardening instantly into a flexible patch. It held for seconds. Eli slapped the pod's inner seal. "Lockdown override." He punched commands into the wall console. Sparks flew. The pod's hatch irised shut. Sarah pounded the viewport. "Human." The seal. Eli ignored her. He yanked open a maintenance panel beside the pod dock. Cables snaked out. His fingers flew, splicing lines from the outpost's life support grid directly to the pod's intakes. Pressure gauges on her display spiked green. Fresh oxygen flooded in. The foam patch bulged, cracks spiderwebbed across it. Eli glanced at her through the glass. No fear in his eyes. Just focus. He gave a thumbs up. Then the patch ruptured. Vacuum roared. Eli's suit pinwheeled backward into the void. His mag boots failed to grip. He vanished from sight, a lone figure tumbling amid debris. Sarah gripped the pod's restraints. Thrusters ignited. The pod shot free, streaking toward the royal cruiser Val's Pride in high orbit. She watched the viewport. There, Eli's suit drifted into view. Emergency beacons pulsing faintly. Stabilizers fired weakly, but he spun end over end, life support rerouted, leaving him exposed. The pod docked with a shudder. Hatches cycled. Royal guards hauled her into the cruiser's medbay. "Princess!" Commander Kethroon strode forward, his iridescent scales flashing under the lights. "Status? Alive?" Sarah gasped. She shoved past medics. The human, Ellie Mercer. He sealed the breach with his suit, overrode the pod, gave me his air reserves. He's adrift out there. Keth's mandibles clicked. Calculation, not surprise. Mercer, the off-world systems tech. Our scans show his beacon. Recovery team launches now. Queen Narine Val swept into the bay, her crown gems casting prismatic shadows. Guards flanked her. Minister Odron Pell hovered at her elbow, his strategist robes immaculate. "Report," the Queen commanded. Her voice cut like crystal. Sarah straightened. "Mother saboteurs hit the outpost. Hull breach during my inspection. Eli saved me. Sacrificed his position to launch the pod." Narine's multifaceted eyes narrowed. "A human tech accesses override codes. Vents the corridor. Convenient heroism." Sarah blinked. "Convenient?" He blacked out in vacuum too, Pell interjected smoothly. "Your radiance, the timing aligns perfectly with rebel chatter. This Mercer bypassed security protocols. What if he engineered the breach, a ploy to insert himself near the air?" Keth's comm chimed. He activated it. "Commander to bridge. Recovery confirms. Mercer's suit intact. Human alive. Unconscious. Bringing aboard under containment." Narine raised a clawed hand. "Detain him in the brig. Full scan for sabotage tech. No contact until cleared." "Mother!" Sarah stepped forward. "He saved my life." The Queen's gaze hardened. "Kindness is currency, daughter. Humans peddle it cheap. This one gains leverage over you, and thus the throne. We verify first." Pell nodded approval. "Precisely, Your Radiance. With enemies circling, we cannot risk destabilization." Sarah's scales flushed violet. Anger. She held her tongue as guards escorted her to quarters, but she watched the recovery feed on her personal display. Eli's suit floated into the cruiser's bay, mag clamp seizing it. Medics cracked the seals. He lay still, face pale, vitals faint but steady. Keth oversaw the transfer personally. He tested Eli's suit ports with a scanner. No explosives. Reroute was clean. Station protocols. Human modified for speed. Pell appeared on the feed, datapad in hand. "Commander, the Queen requires your assessment. Is he asset or threat?" Keth eyed the unconscious human. Eli's chest rose shallowly. Scars marked his hands. Old burns from system repairs. Keth had seen him before, fixing conduits others deemed lost. No fanfare. Competent, Keth said. Saved the princess without hesitation. But protocols demand quarantine. They wheeled Eli to the brig. Force fields hummed to life around his medcot. Sayara slipped from her quarters. She reached the observation deck overlooking the brig. Guards saluted, but blocked entry. "Stand aside," she ordered. "Official inquiry." Keth arrived, blocking her path. "Princess, the Queen's orders."
"He's waking,"
Sarah pointed. Eli stirred on the cot. His eyes fluttered open. He groaned, tugging at restraint cuffs. Keth signaled medics. They pumped a stabilizer. Eli slumped back. "Why detain him?" Sarah demanded. Rebels struck the outpost. Eli fought them off. Pell materialized from a side corridor. Fought? Or staged? Human enclaves supply the insurgents. His access logs show anomalies. Lies. Sarah whirled on him. I saw it. He plugged the breach with his own suit foam. Launched me first. Pell smiled thinly. "Eyewitness bias, Highness. Your gratitude clouds judgment." Geth shifted. "Scans clear so far. No rebel markers." "Yet," Pell pressed, "the Queen weighs security. One human disrupts the balance." Alarms blared anew. Bridge comms crackled. Incoming vessels. Rebel signatures. 3 corvettes. Closing fast. Sierra's hearts raced. Enemies strike again. "We need every asset." Narration appeared on the deck holoscreen. "All hands to battle stations. Princess remains secured. Commander, prepare Mercer for interrogation. If he proves loyal, we deploy him. If not, the transmission cut." Sarah met Keth's gaze. "Test him yourself. But if he's clean, I claim his service." Keth's mandibles parted slightly. "Respect. As you command, Highness." Below, L.A. stirred again. His voice rasped through the force field audio. "Pod safe?" Sayria leaned to the intercom. "Yes. You saved me." Eli nodded weakly. "Routine fix. People first." Pell's eyes gleamed. He whispered to a guard. Syra caught it. Subtle signal. Rebels inbound. Eli cuffed. Her mother suspicious. Sarah clenched her fists. She would not let politics doom her rescuer. Keth activated a test probe, scanning Eli's responses. The human met it steadily, even restrained. Pell leaned in. "Commander, consider the throne's stability." Keth paused. "Stability requires trust, Minister. And competence." The cruiser shuddered under first enemy fire. Sarah vowed silently. "Free Eli, or lose everything." Queen Narine's hologram flickered on the bridge. "Confine Mercer to a sterile suite, armed guard at all access points. No contact without my clearance." Sarah's mandibles clicked in protest. Rebel corvettes hammered the cruiser's shields. Red alerts pulsed. She gripped the console. "Mother, he saved my life. We need him operational now." Narine's eyes narrowed, multifaceted and cold. "Precisely why he's a threat." "Move him." Keth Ruin saluted sharply. His security team hauled Eli's medpod from the hangar. Sarah followed, shoving past aides. The minister, Odron Pell, shadowed her, his robes whispering. They sealed Eli in the suite. A gleaming white chamber, force fields humming at doors and vents. 2 guards flanked the entry. Plasma lances primed. Keth scanned the human's vitals. Stable but bruised ribs and plasma burns marked his torso. Sarah punched the access panel. The field parted for her royal code. She strode in, Keth at her heels. Pell lingered outside, datapad glowing. Eli sat up on the exam slab wincing. Human skin pale under harsh lights. Stubble shadowing his jaw, no fear in his eyes. Just assessment. He scanned the room. Sterile walls, medical scanners, no tools. "Princess," Eli rasped. His voice carried that flat human accent. "No deference. Status?" Sarah halted, hearts pounding. She'd expected gratitude from him. Instead, this. "You're confined." "My mother's orders. Rebels hit us again. Your pod saved the royal shuttle." Eli nodded once. "Good. Shields holding?" Keth crossed his arms, mandibles twitching. He eyed Eli's steady gaze. Humans didn't flinch under probes. This one stared back. "Shields at 60%. Sarah said. "But you," Need tools. Eli cut in. He swung his legs off the slab, bare feet hitting the floor, steady despite the pain. Multi-tool kit, plasma welder, status board for ship systems, not painkillers. Keth leaned forward. You demand equipment? In custody? Eli met the commander's stare. Not demanding, requesting. Can't fix what I can't see. He tapped his temple. Your med scanners show internals. Ship needs the same. Sayara's frills flared. Respect, unbidden. Aliens hoarded tech. Humans shared fixes like air. Keth, granted. He patched our shuttle mid-firefight. Pell's voice slithered from the doorway. Highness, reckless. I've filed emergency decree. Human classified foreign operative. Indefinite hold. Sarah whirled. Pell stood there, datapad sealed with his sigil. Guards shifted, lances humming higher. You slimy opportunist, Sarah snarled. He sacrificed for me. You'd cage him for votes? Pell's crest rose smoothly. Stability, princess. One outsider shifts alliances. Queen concurs. His eyes flicked to Keith. Commander, enforce. Keth hesitated, claws flexing. The suite shook. Rebel barrage. Alarms wailed. Hull breach deck 7. Eli pushed to his feet, ignoring the cuffs binding his wrists. Status board, now. I'll trace their firing patterns. Sarah stepped between them. Goal clear. Free him. Conflict burned. Pell's decree locked protocols. She grabbed Keth's arm. Test him. Deploy him, or we lose the ship. Keth's probe drone hovered, scanning Eli's neural responses. Truth markers green. No deception spikes. The human didn't even sweat. Competence noted. Keth rumbled. He keyed his comm. Suite access. Tech kit approved. Guard down to 1. Pell's face twisted. Commander, that's treason to protocol. Protocol bends for survival, Minister. Keth shoved the kit through the field. Wrenches, welders, a flickering status board. It materialized on Eli's slab. Eli snatched it, fingers flying. Hollow schematics bloomed. Cruiser layout, shield grids flickering red. Rebels jamming ventral arrays. Reroute power from cargo bays. I'll weld the relays. Sarah watched. Transfixed. Her people planned in councils. This human acted. Rebels extraordinary at swarm tactics. Humans at improv fixes. Another hit rocked the suite. Lights dimmed. Guards braced. Princess Ellie said, not looking up. Your engineers. Get them to Bay 3. I'll talk them through. She nodded, signaling Keth. They rushed out. Pell blocked her path. This empowers him. Throne. Wavers. Sarah shoved past. Throne stands because of him. She hit the bridge comms. Engineering to bays. Human-led. Pell transmitted furiously. Decree escalates. Queen. Authorize extraction. Narine's hologram snapped back. Minister, stand down. Results first. Her gaze pierced Sarah. Daughter, if he falters, you answer. The deck lurched. Eli's voice crackled over open channel. Cargo power shunt. Now. Weld seals holding. Engineering leads barked affirmatives. Shields spiked to 80%. Rebel corvettes scattered. One venting plasma. Sarah exhaled, frills settling. Eli's fixes bought time, but Pell's decree pinged ThroneNet. Queen reviewing. Keth returned, mandibles set. Human cleared my probe. Loyalty baseline, human normal. Extraordinary. Normal? Sarah echoed. Humans treated sacrifice as routine. A race weighed every risk. Suite door. Cycled. Eli emerged, tools clipped to his borrowed jumpsuit, cuffs keyed off by Keth. Guards parted. He handed the board to Sarah. Rebels retreating. Track their vector. Hyperspace echo on your scopes. Pell, intercepted. Irrelevant. Operative status locks him. Eli glanced at the minister, unimpressed. Lock what you want. Ship's safe. Narine's voice boomed fleet-wide. All clear. Princess, escort Mercer to secure quarters. Interrogation at dawn. Secure quarters meant the cage, not release. She met Eli's eyes. He shrugged, humble, ready, no plea. Pell smirked. Thank you denied, Highness. Keth gripped his lance. Commander's wreck, asset, not threat. Sarah led Eli down the corridor, guards trailing. Rebels gone. But Pell's web tightened. Queen's caution clashed with her vow. In the sterile suite, now his prison, Eli unpacked tools. Got a console? I'll monitor residuals. Sarah lingered at the field. You saved us twice. Why no demands? Eli calibrated a scanner. People first. Routine. Her frills warmed. Human loyalty, raw, uncalculated. Pell's decree hit her pad. Operative confirmed. Extraction teams mobilizing. Alarms quieted, but tension hummed. Queen weighed trust. Sarah clenched her fists. She'd fight harder. Door sealed. Eli worked alone. Outside, Pell whispered to guards. Saira overheard. Isolate him. Throne's mine. She bolted for the throne deck. Rebels retreated, but true threat festered inside. Queen Narine awaited, eyes like voids. Daughter, prove his worth, or he stays caged. Sarah bowed, resolve stealing. He already has. Pell's shadow loomed. Emergency session called. Eli's fate, and the crowns, hung on her next move. The suite's lights dimmed to night cycle. Eli slept lightly, tools at hand. Unknown to him, shuttle bays stirred. Pell's agents prepped a black site transfer. Sarah raced corridors, Keth at her side. Commander, back me. We spring him before dawn. Keth nodded, for competence. And the throne. Explosions echoed distantly. No, just engine tests. Rebels probed again. No Pell's ploy. She slammed the lift controls. Time eroded. Human's selfless act forced the choice. Cage Eli's fingers pried the wall panel loose. Circuits hissed under his touch. The sterile suite's lights flickered, casting long shadows across his tools. He plugged in his scanner. Lines of Vol cruiser schematics bloomed on the handheld screen. Power grid failures pulsed red. 3 critical relays overloading in the engineering spine. Rebel sabotage from the earlier skirmish. He marked them with quick taps. Relay Alpha at Bulkhead 17, Beta at the thrust manifold, Gamma feeding the shields. Human. Kethruin's voice cut through the hum. The security commander loomed in the doorway, frills neutral, sidearm holstered but ready. 2 guards flanked him, rifles trained low. Princess insists. Ship's dying. Prove your words. Eli snapped the panel shut. He grabbed his bypass kit. Wires, clamps, a plasma torch. Lead on, clocks ticking. Keth eyed the scanner data. His frills twitched, impressed, wary. You mapped it. From here? Routine diagnostics. Eli shouldered the kit. Humans improvise. The corridor blurred past under escort. Alarms whooped faintly. The cruiser shuddered, thrust dropping. Guards gripped rails as gravity wavered. Keth punched the lift code. 5 minutes in the spine. Guards watch every move. One wrong cut, you're vapor. Eli nodded. No arguments. People needed the ship stable. The engineering spine hit like a furnace. Pipes groaned. Red emergency lights bathed the relays in blood glow. Crew techs scrambled. Their frills flared in panic. They parted for Keth. Clear the space. Keth barked. Human works alone, a tech protested. Commander, he's out. Keth's glare silenced him. Eli dropped to his knees at Relay Alpha. Scanner confirmed. Overload cascade. He sliced the access hatch with the torch. Sparks flew. Wires dangled like veins. Guards circled. Chronometers ticking. Keth crossed his arms. 4 minutes. Eli stripped insulation. Human fingers danced, faster than Vol claws. He jury-rigged a shunt from his kit, bridging the fault. Power surged through. Lights steadied. Alpha clear, Eli said. He crawled to Beta. Keth leaned in. How are techs trained cycles on this practice? Eli fused the manifold bypass. Ship's deck plates hummed stronger. Thrust clawed back. Crew techs whispered. Frills rippled. Shock turning to awe. 2 minutes, Keth warned. Gamma relay sparked wildly. Eli yanked the core. Melted contacts. No time for finesse. He slapped a manual override, clamping his custom regulator inline. Full bypass engaged. The cruiser roared. The full thrust slammed everyone back. Alarms silenced. Shields pinged green. Keth checked his chrono. 3 minutes, 14 seconds. His frills flushed respect. Grid stable. Crew confirms. Eli wiped sweat. Routine. Guards lowered rifles. One nodded, grudging approval. Keth clapped Eli's shoulder. Princess chose well. Come, Queen awaits report. They marched back. Corridors buzzed with crew chatter. Human fixed it. Impossible speed. Elevator doors parted on the throne deck. Princess Sarah waited, frills vibrant blue. Relief. Determination. Queen Narine sat rigid on her dais, eyes like polished obsidian. Minister Pell stood beside her, datapad glowing, smile too smooth. Eli Mercer, Sarah said. She stepped forward, ignoring protocol. You saved us again. Queen Narine raised a claw. Saved? Or positioned? Her voice chilled the air. Commander Rune, report. Keth saluted. Relays repaired. Bypass genius. Wild ship at peak. Human competence unmatched. Pell tapped his pad. Holologs projected. Eli's work replayed, but the timestamps warped. Bypass showed post-repair. Power spikes labeled as induced failures. Grid data inverted. Eli's shunts as sabotage triggers. Treason, Pell declared. He tampered. Look, thrust surge masked failing core. Rebels inside? Or this human's ploy? Eli stared. Logs lied. His scanners synced clean data. Fabricated. Check raw feeds. Guards tensed. Keth's frills darkened suspicion. Basira snarled. Pell, you snake. I saw your agents near the bays. Queen's gaze pierced Eli. Proof, daughter, or he burns. Keth pulled his calm. Engineering logs. Pull them now. Pell smirked. Already purged. Standard security. Eli's mind raced. Routine betrayal. He palmed his scanner. Still linked. My device recorded. Real-time bypass. Play it. Guards grabbed his arms. Scanner clattered. Sarah lunged. Release him. Mother, he's loyal. Queen hesitated. Frills flickered. Doubt cracking caution. Pell signaled. Detained for interrogation. Black site transfer preps. Keth blocked the guards. Wait, competence like that? Asset, not threat. Alarms blared anew. Not engines. Shuttle bay breach. Explosives rocked the deck. Rebels, say world. Pell's eyes widened fractionally. Too late. Eli twisted free. He snatched his scanner. Data's here. Verify. Queen snatched the device. Hollow bloomed true. Clean repairs. Timings exact. Pell's logs exposed as overlays. Minister. Narine's voice thundered. Explain. Pell backed away. A misunderstanding. Guards seized him instead. Sarah gripped Eli's arm. Her frills warmed against his skin.
You trusted us first. Eli shrugged.
People first. Queen rose. Human stays. Protected. Free. Keth nodded to Eli. Asset confirmed. But bay alarms screamed louder. Intruders breached. Pell's real allies. Shuttles launched countermeasures too slow. Eli grabbed his kit. Relays hold. But bays need lockdown. Sarah met his eyes. With me. They bolted for the lifts. Queen barked orders. Trust forged in fire. Crown's choice made. Pell's shouts echoed as guards dragged him. The throne. Deck shuddered. Enemy strike inbound. Eli's hands itched for panels. Routine escalated. Sarah glanced back. Why risk more? Eli grinned. Can't abandon now. Lifts sealed. Descent began. Rebels swarmed bays. Pell's final gambit. Human and princess charged into breach. Keth's voice crackled comms. Spine secure. Flank them? Affirm? Ellie said. Bypass complete. Real war started. Explosions rattled hull. Sarah drew her blade. Eli hefted torch. Improvised weapon. Doors hissed open. Chaos waited. In the sterile suite, now his prison. Eli unpacked tools. Got a console? I'll monitor residuals. Sarah lingered at the field. You saved us twice. Why no demands? Eli calibrated a scanner. People first. Routine. Her frills warmed. Human loyalty. Raw. Uncalculated. Pell's decree hit her pad. Operative confirmed. Extraction teams mobilizing. Alarms quieted. But tension hummed. Queen weighed trust. Sarah clenched her fists. She'd fight harder. Door sealed. Eli worked alone. Outside, Pell whispered to guards. Sarah overheard. Isolate him. Throne's mine. She bolted for guards, shoved Eli through the tribunal doors. Hololocks hissed shut behind him. Queen Narine loomed on her elevated dais, frills rigid, eyes scanning him like a threat vector. Princess Sarah stood to her left, claws tapping her pad. Minister Pell smirked from the shadows. Keth-Rurun flanking the queen with arms crossed. Human Eli Mercer, Narine intoned. Voice amplified through the chamber's vents. You breached secure bays during the attack. Disabled overrides. Saved my daughter. And my ship. Explain your motive. Eli straightened, wrists still bound in energy cuffs. The air hummed with recyclers carrying a faint metallic tang from recent hull stress. Routine fix, Your Majesty. Relays fried. Bays exposed. I locked them down. Pell stepped forward, pad glowing. Convenient. Logs show your access codes bypassed our firewalls. Earth operative? Rebel plant? Sarah's frills flared. Eli caught her glare at Pell. Plant? Eli snorted. I'm a systems tech, hired for the trade summit. Your rebels, Pell's friends, hit the bays. I patched what I could. Keth's gaze sharpened. He leaned in, scanner beeping over Eli's cuffs. Competence noted. But loyalty? Narine raised a claw. You sacrificed position, risked death. No demands. Why? Eli met her eyes. People in danger, can't walk away. Pell chuckled. Heroic. Or calculated. He demands nothing because Earth pays in secrets. Sarah slammed her pad down. Lies. He sealed the breach while you shouted orders from the bridge. Narine silenced her with a gesture. Human. We offer freedom. Credits for asylum. Obey our protocols. Swear fealty to the crown. Eli flexed his bound hands. The cuffs warmed against his skin. No thanks. Send one message to Earth authorities. Confirm I'm alive. Routine accountability. Pell's frills twitched. Insolence. He rejects the crown's grace. Accountability? Narine echoed, leaning forward. Her throne's emitters pulsed blue. You presume to judge us? Judges both ways, Eli said. Your logs clear me. Send the PIM. Let my people know. Keth grunted approval, but Pell waved his pad. Exhibit. Anomalous code in his kit. Matches rebel signatures. Sarah snatched the pad. Fabricated. Run a second audit. Full ship logs. Timestamps don't lie. Pell recoiled. Princess, this insults the ministerium. Insults truth, Sarah snapped. He saved me. Twice. Bays, then the spine. Narine drummed claws on her armrest. Tension thickened the air, recyclers straining. Eli stood still, pulse steady. Routine escalated again. Enough, the Queen said. Human. Your request intrigues, but security demands caution. Return to confinement. Guards gripped Eli's arms. Saira stepped between. Mother, assign me as liaison. Monitor him myself. I vouch. Narine paused, eyes flicking between them. Risky. Very well. Monitored access only. Prove his loyalty. Or yours. Pell bowed, hiding a sneer. Wise Majesty. Doors hissed open. Guards hauled Eli out. Sarah followed at a distance, her boots echoing. Back in the sterile suite, force field flickered blue as Eli entered. He dropped onto the bunk, cuffs finally snapping off. Console hummed in the corner, his kit untouched. Residual scans blinked. Hull stable. Sarah approached the field, frills half lowered. I pushed for you. Eli nodded, pulling up diagnostics. Saw that.
Thanks. Why the message?
Credits waited. Family checks in. Routine. He tapped keys. Green lights steady. Your mom's sharp. Pell's slime. She glanced over her shoulder. Voice low. Pell's allies struck first. Logs will show. Field hummed between them. Close quarters now. Her post. His cell. Keth appeared behind her, scanner in hand. Liaison protocol. Daily checks. No unsupervised tools. Sayro waved him off. He's fixing residuals. Useful. Eli handed Keth a data chip. Bay overrides. Clean now. Keth slotted it. Eyes widening at the readouts. Efficient. Alien systems yield to you fast. Practice, Eli said. Your spines are tricky. Respect. Keth's stance eased. Mutual. Pell strode in, guards trailing. Princess, Queen summons. Leave the human. Sarah hesitated, eyes on Eli. Stay put. Door sealed. Eli leaned back, scanning feeds. Whispers filtered through vents. Pell's voice. Audit stalls him. Extraction soon. Eli's jaw tightened. Routine just got personal. Sarah burst into the Queen's antechamber. Narration reviewed holomaps, Pell at her side. Audit underway, Sarah said. Preliminary. Eli's code's legit. Summit higher. Pell interjected. Tampered. My analysts confirm rebel links. Narration waved dismissal. Full audit first, daughter. Your liaison role. Observe. Test him. Sarah bowed. He'll prove it. Pell's eyes narrowed as she left. He leaned to Narration. The human destabilizes. Use him as bait. Narration silenced him. Frill's thoughtful. Eli worked the console. Alerts pinged. Shuttle bays active. Unauthorized. He patched a relay, locking externals. Not on my watch. Sarah returned hours later, tray in hand, ration packs, human compatible. Field parted for her. First breach. Eat, she said, sliding it over. Mother weighs options. Eli took a pack, tore it open. Protein dense, spiced.
Thanks. Your food's solid.
She sat across, frills curious. Humans eat this? No demand still? People first. He chewed, eyes on her. Proximity forced it, her scent like ozone after storms. You risked status. Why? You saved me. Her claws flexed. Loyalty returns loyalty. Field flickered. Keth posted outside, watching. Pell entered, unannounced. Princess? Intrigue? Sarah stood, liaison duty. Pell-eyed Eli, message denied. Earth stays dark. Eli set the pack down. Logs coming, truth outs. Pell's laugh chilled, truth bends. He left, Syra clenched fists. Audit finishes dawn. Hold. Night cycle dimmed lights. Eli monitored from bunk. Sarah lingered, field low power. Sleep? She asked. Watch shifts. He patched a glitch. Your rebels circling? Quiet, for now. Her frills warned near him, trust building, inch by inch. Dawn alarms blared. Sarah's pad chimed. She bolted up. Audit results. Eli followed her gaze. Hollow feed from Queen's chamber activated monitored link. Narration stood, Pell sweating. Keth presented the chip. Logs pure, Keth said. Human bypassed rebels. Saved bays. Pell stammered. Anomaly. Enough. Narration cut. Ellie Mercer cleared. Sarah grinned at Eli through the field, but Narration continued. Threat remains. Enemies know him. Detain until secure. Eli's fists balled. Message? Pending, the Queen said. Liaison? Keep him close. Pell whispered to a guard. Eli caught it. Strike, now. Sarah's eyes met Eli's. They're coming. Explosions rocked the hull. Alarms screamed. Forced proximity turned battlefield. Eli grabbed his kit. Bays again? Sarah drew her blade. With you. Field dropped. They charged out. Keth joined. Rifle ready. Flank secure? Affirm, Eli said. Routine reignited. Pell's guards turned. Blades out. Betrayal flashed. Sarah slashed first. Eli torched a panel, venting gas. Sarah's frills quivered as she slipped the data slate through the suite's force field vent. The pale blue glow flickered once, admitting the device before sealing shut. Eli snatched it from the air. His bunk creaked under him. Night cycle hummed low in the detention suite. Risky, he muttered, thumbing the slate alive. Holologs bloomed in his palm, raw security feeds from the fuel bays. Truth outs, Sarah whispered from the corridor cam feed. Her image ghosted on the slate, eyes locked on his. Pell lied. Audit scrubbed. Eli scrolled fast. Timestamps jumped. Rebel signatures overlaid clean. His gut twisted. Too clean. Tamper here. He pinched the hollow, isolating a glitch pulse. Signature match. Court-level key. Not rebels. Sarah's image nodded sharp. Queen's inner circle. Yours now? He traced the key's echo. Corridors lit up. Path to the throne wing. Minister's annex. Pell's office. Alarms pinged soft. Footsteps echoed beyond the field. Eli killed the slate. It dropped cold into his kit. Commander Kethroon materialized at the viewport. His armored frills stood rigid. Unauthorized scan, Mercer. Logs are crown sealed. Eli met his gaze steady. No bluff. Tamper trace. Court key. Your bays nearly blew because someone faked rebels. Keth's eyes narrowed. Rifle slung easy, but claws tapped hilt. Sarah stepped into frame behind him. Blade sheathed. He speaks truth, Commander. I fed the slate. Keth scanned the corridor empty. Weighing. Pell's guards turned today. Competence noted. He overrode the field with a wrist gauntlet. It hissed open. Archive. Now, both. Eli grabbed his multi-tool. Sarah fell in step. Keth led. Rifle sweeping shadows. Palace corridors gleamed sterile. Hull vibrations faint from repair crews outside. Queen detains for security. Keth said low. You saved bays. Saved her air, but variables destabilize. Routine fix, Eli replied. People first. Sarah's frill brushed his arm in the tight passage. Warmth cut the chill. Human routine shakes thrones. Archive doors parted at Keth's code. Stacks of data cores hummed in cryovaults. Eli jacked the slate direct. Feeds flooded. Unfiltered bay logs. There, he highlighted the key pulse. Pell's access. Timestamp matches his anomaly rant. Keth cross-checked his gauntlet. Frills flattened. Confirmed. Internal sabotage.
Sarah leaned close, breath syncing with Eli's. Pell,
He whispered. Strike now, before explosions. Palace sirens wailed sudden. Red lights pulsed. Lockdown, all wings sealed. Keth's calm crackled. Pell's voice. Princess compromised. Human influence. Containment protocol. Eli yanked the slate free. He's locking us in. Keth bolted the archive door. Annex feeds. He pulled a wall panel routing hollow to Pell's office. Pell paced there. Polished robes crisp. Guards flanked him. Loyal blades out. Vol line weakens. Human pawn exposes us. Secure the archive. Eliminate variables. Sarah's claws dug into Eli's sleeve. Traitor. His rallying courtiers, Keth growled. Queen's chamber isolated. Eli scanned the archive schematics on slate. Vents narrow. Power relays exposed. Lockdown vents gas or troops. We breach or hold. Keth nodded respect. Your bypass today saved bays. Plan. Sarah drew blade. With you. Eli pried a core stack. Wires sparked under his tool. Jam their comms first. Route power to override doors. Keth covered the entrance. Blaster charged. Pell's men inbound. 2 minutes. Eli sliced the key trace deeper. A shadow pinged. Live access from inside the archive grid. Wait. Active now. Hollow zoomed. Cryovault 3 glowed hot. Footsteps thudded behind a stack.
Someone's here, Eli said. Tool ready.
Sierra spun, blade high. Keth flanked left. A figure lunged from shadows. Court robes torn. Data jack dangling from temple. Not Pell. Junior aide. Eyes wild. Stay back! The aide shrieked. He clutched a pulse detonator. Red arm light blinked. Pell's orders. Clean the logs permanent. Eli dropped low. Stand down. We have the trace. You're burned. Aide laughed brittle. Frills spasmed. You bypassed rebels. Human glitch, but Pell owns the keys. Queen's blind. Drop it. Sarah edged right. Loyalty misplaced. Yield. Ide thumbed detonator. All vaults blow. Palace core breaches. Eli lunged. Routine kicked in. Grab. Twist. Disarm. Aide swung wild. Eli ducked. Multi-tool arcing like a blade. It sank into the detonator circuits. Sparks flew. Device whined dead. Keth pinned the aide. Cuffs snapped. Talk. Full chain. Aide slumped. Pell promised throne share. Rebel fakes drew eyes. Human, you ruined it? Sarah knelt close. Queen hears this. Palace shook. Lockdown clamps groaned. Pell's voice boomed comms. Archive secured. Traitors purged. Doors buckled inward. Gas hissed through vents. Eli sealed his mask from kit. Oversuit them. He tossed spares to Sarah and Keth. They clamped on. Aide choked. Ignored. Throne wing, Eli said. Pell staging. Keth hauled the prisoner. You lead breach. Sarah gripped Eli's arm, frills flushed warm against his suit. Together, they stacked at the service hatch. Eli cut power feeds. Doors popped free. Corridor beyond swarmed. Pell's guards, blades gleaming. Kath fired first. Blaster bolts scorched armor. Eli torched a junction box. Flames bloomed, choking advance. Sarah slashed through smoke. One guard dropped. They pushed. A dragged limp. Queen's chamber loomed. Pell's broadcast cut. Shouts echoed, courtiers turning. Narine's voice crackled open comms. Sarah? Status. Sarah keyed in. Mother. Saboteur secured. Pell's the threat. Silence. Then, chamber doors open. Bring proof. Pell's guards faltered. One broke ranks, but archive klaxons screamed new. Core overload. Detonators echo. Eli checked slate. Vault 3 cracking. Radiation spike. Kath cursed. Evac all? Or contain? Eli traced fast. Containment relay here. He pointed deck schematics. Human fix. Tight window. Sarah nodded fierce. Go. I'll hold flank. No split. Eli pulled her. Proximity wins. They dove into vents. Heat-baked suits. Aid whimpered behind Kath. Vault 3 glowed hell red. Eli jacked tool direct. Circuits fried under his overrides. Pulse stabilized. Alarms eased. Back to main corridor. Pell's line broke. Guards surrendered blades. Narine waited at chamber doors, crown heavy. Eyes on Eli. Proof. Keth shoved aid forward. Pell's key, logs intact. Queen scanned slate. Frill stilled. Mercer, you trace what we missed. Routine, Eli said. Shoulders shrugged. Syra stepped beside him. Hand brushed his. Loyalty earned. Pell burst from side passage. Blaster drawn. Lies. Human poison. Keth fired. Pell crumpled. Narine faced Eli direct. Detention ends. But enemies know you. Stay. Eli glanced Syra. Her eyes held. If needed. Queen nodded slow. Liaison permanent. Trust tested. Corridors cleared, but distant explosions rumbled. Real rebels drawn by chaos. Syra leaned in. Syra grabbed Eli's arm. Comms array. Rebels jamming outer nets. Eli scanned his slate. Explosions echoed closer. Tunnels lead there. Move. Keth kicked open a grate. Cool air rushed from the dark shaft. Syra slid in first. Frills flaring alert. Eli followed. Boots scraping ladder rungs. Keth sealed the hatch behind them. The aid stayed topside. Queen's orders. Maintenance tunnels twisted narrow. Pipes hissed steam. Eli's suit light cut shadows. Sarah led, claws clicking on metal. Pell's rebels hit the array first. Lock us out. Standard play, Eli muttered. He checked schematics. 2 clicks. Drones patrol junction ahead. Keth grunted approval. You map our vents? Human routine. Fix what breaks. Eli pulled a junction box. Wires sparked under his multi-tool. Reroute power. Slow their eyes. They crawled, faster. Alarms pulsed red through grates. Syra's tail brushed Eli's leg. Proximity tight. Heat built. Sweat stung his eyes. Junction loomed. Whirring hummed. Hunter drones, fist-sized, bladed, swarmed the crossing. Keth raised blaster. A flank left. Wait. Eli yanked insulation strips from a pipe. Twisted them into decoys. Bait first. He sparked them live. Fake heat signatures bloomed. Drones veered. Blades spinning. Eli dashed to the far door. Jammed his tool in the seam. Timed the lock. 10 seconds. Go! Sarah shoved him through. Drones screeched, blared pursuit. Keth fired twice. One drone shredded. Eli hit the timer. Door slammed. Drones smashed against it. Sparks flying. Crunch. Silence. Saria exhaled. Frills relaxed a notch. Trap flawless. How? Booby prize. Eli shrugged. Oh, seen worse in asteroid mines. They pressed on. Tunnels widened to service bay. Comms array glowed ahead. Massive holo panel flickering under hack jams. Consoles sparked. Rebel codes scrolled. Eli jacked his slate direct. Jamming source external. Relay bounce. Keth covered the hatch. Pell's signature. He's close. Sarah punched overrides. Outer defenses blind. Ships inbound. Eli traced the hack. Fingers flew. Got it. Loop their signal back. Panel steadied. Alerts blared clear. Rebel fleet vectoring coreward. Defenses spun up. Footsteps thundered outside. Hatch blew inward. Guards poured in. Pell's black-armored loyalists. Blasters leveled. Pell stepped through smoke. Polished robes crisp, smile sharp. Princess. Commander. The human variable. Syra spun, claws out. Treason confirmed, Minister.
Stand down. Pell laughed low.
Crown weakens. Rebels strike true. He nodded. Guards. Take the princess. Leverage for the queen. Guards advanced. Keth fired. Winged one. Blaster bolts scorched walls. Sarah dodged. Slashed a guard's rifle. Eli yanked her behind console. Stay down, Eli growled. He primed a power cell. Makeshift grenade. Pell zeroed on her. Alive, Sarah. Your mother bends for blood. Two guards grabbed Sarah's arms. She twisted, frills raging. Keth grappled another. Took a stun to the ribs. Eli stood. Hands raised. Cell dropped from grip. Enough. Take me. Pell paused. Eyes narrowed. Bargain? Princess free. Me for her. Eli stepped forward. Slow. Unarmed. You want destabilizer? Here. Sarah strained. Eli, no! Guards hauled her back. She kicked free once. Clawed a face. Blaster butt cracked her temple. She slumped. Eli's jaw tightened. Routine held. People first. Deal, Pell? Pell holstered his sidearm. Gesture crisp. Wise. Guards. Cuff the human. Princess released. Keth groaned up. Blaster kicked away. Guards bound Eli's wrists. Tight mag cuffs dragged him past Sarah. She stirred, eyes locking his. Well. Fury. Fear. Pell leaned close to Eli. Breath sour. You saved her once. Now you gift me the throne. Eli met his gaze. Flat. Routine. Guards shoved Eli toward the hatch. Syra lunged. Keth caught her. Laissant. She hissed. Mother will. Pell smirked. Queen hears my truth. Human poison spreads. Explosions rocked the deck. Rebel ships breached outer nets. Alarms screamed invasion. Eli twisted once. Tested cuffs. Solid. Sarah's gaze burned into him. He nodded faint. Trust tested. Pell marched him out. Dark corridors swallowed them. Sarah's shout echoed. I free him! Boots faded. Silence hit hard. Keth hauled Sarah up. Blood trickled her frill. Plan? She clenched fists. Slate pinged Queen's seal. Fetch him. Before Pell twists it, tunnels hummed alive. Rebels closed. Eli's cuffs chafed, but proximity won before. It would again. Guards shoved Eli into a lift. Pell tapped overrides. Interrogation bay. Queen joined soon. Eli stayed loose. Eyes on vents. Human fix incoming. Lift dropped. Rebel fire rattled hull. Pell's smile cracked. Your chaos. Routine, Eli said. Doors hissed open. Guards prodded him forward. Dark bay waited. Restraint chair primed. Interrogator drones hovered. Pell waved them in. Strap him. Full scan. Eli sat calm. Wrists locked to arms. Ankles bolted. Drones whirred close. Neural prods glinted. Footfalls outside. Queen's voice cut sharp. Pell! Proof of poison? Pell straightened. Majesty. Mercer bartered himself. Admits leverage. Eli scanned the room. Panel seams. Weak lock. One chance. Queen entered. Crown gleamed. Eyes pierced Eli. Truth protected her, Eli said. Flat. Again. Narene's frills twitched. Selfless or ploy? Pell pressed. He yields to save face. Rebels use him. Alarms spiked. Hull breach alert. Rebels boarded decks above. Keth burst from side vent. Blaster hot. Fired twice. Guards dropped. Sarah vaulted in behind. Claws freed a guard's blade. Slashed cuffs on Eli. Proximity, she panted. Grabbed his hand. Eli stood. Multi-tool from Keth. Array secure. Defenses hold. Sarah yanked him toward lift. Rebels routed. Pell lunged. Blaster drawn. Queen fired first. Pell slumped. Hole clean. Narine faced Eli. Crown steady. Sacrifice noted. Trust granted. Eli rubbed wrists, glanced Sarah. Her frills softened. Hand squeezed his. Corridors cleared. Rebels fled. Queen nodded Keth. Liaison permanent. Guard him well. Sarah leaned close. Breath warm. You handed yourself. For me. Routine. Eli shrugged. But her touch lingered. Explosions faded. Trust built. Crown chose. Distant sensors pinged. New signatures. Alliance fleets inbound. Proof spread. Eli checked slate. Fixes hold. Sarah smiled sharp. Human loyalty. Ours now. Queen Narine slammed the access key slate onto the command dais. Trace complete, Minister. Your codes opened the outer vents. Rebels walked in. Pell froze mid-bow. His scales paled under the chamber lights. Majesty, a forgery. Mercer planted. Silence. Narine's frills flared crimson. She tapped the slate. Hollow logs spun. Pell's sigil pulsing green on breach timestamps. Court record. Odron Pell. Stripped of authority. Confined to quarters. Keth. Escort him. Kethrun stepped forward, blaster leveled. His grip never wavered. Pell's eyes darted to Eli, chained to the wall sconce. The human's the threat. Out. Keth shoved Pell toward the guards. The minister stumbled, robes tangling. Doors hissed shut behind him. Eli flexed his wrists against the cuffs. Cool metal bitskin. He kept his gaze steady on Narine. No point in speaking yet. Room hummed with tension. Syra at the queen's side. Frills rigid. Keth scanning vents. Narine turned to Eli. Crown jewels glinted on her brow. Your rescue bought this audience, human. Speak your case. Sarah pushed forward before Eli could. Not here, mother. Royal Succession Law. Clause 7. Public hearing for any detention of proven allies. Eli Mercer saved the air. The court hears it. Narine's eyes narrowed. You invoke law now? After his breach? He breached to protect me. Sarah's claws flexed. Rebels had me. He fought alone until Keth arrived. Public record clears him. Or exposes your doubt. Eli watched the exchange. Sarah's tail lashed once, defiant. Narine paused, frills twitching. Political calculus spun in her silence. Very well. Narine nodded to Keth. Convene the High Council. Broadcast to all decks. 1 Varga. Guards unchained Eli's ankles but left wrists bound. Keth gripped his arm. Firm but not cruel. Move. They marched to the grand auditorium. Eli scanned layouts. Emergency hatches, emitter nodes. Routine threat assessment. Sarah walked beside him, her scent sharp with adrenaline. Council chambers filled fast. Hollow screens flickered live across the fleet. Nobles in tiered seats. Scales shimmering under lights. Whispers cut off as Narine ascended the throne dais. High Council. Her voice boomed. Eli Mercer stands accused. Political leverage. Unauthorized access. Princess Sarah invokes hearing. Sarah stepped to the podium. Mercer sealed the array breach. Rebels boarded via Pell's codes. He surrendered to save me. Not for gain. A noble hissed. Humans barter loyalty. Proof? Eli met their stares. Time to speak. Keth nudged him forward. Routine fix, Eli said. Voice, even. Vents compromised. I patched what I could. Rebels hit. Sarah was target. I held them. No barter. Murmurs rose. Narine leaned forward. You claim no strings? Humans always have them. Eli shrugged against the cuffs. People need saving. I save them. That's it. Keth grunted approval. I saw the logs. He routed power to shields while fighting. Competence. Syra's frills softened toward Eli. He refused escape without me. Council shifted. One elder nodded. Law binds. Proven protector walks free. Narine raised a claw. Freedom invites chaos. He destabilizes. Not if bound right. Eli spoke up. All eyes snapped to him. Oath me. My freedom for her protection. Binding pact. Crown linked. I walk only if she does. Silence stretched. Sarah's breath caught. Narine's frills pulsed, calculating. You'd chain yourself? The queen's voice probed. Practical. Eli held her gaze. Keeps her safe. Ends debate. Keth crossed arms. Viable. Tests loyalty. Sarah touched Ellie's sleeve. Claws light. Eli. Narine stood. Crown accepts. Neural link to my throne relay. Breach it. A slim band clamped Eli's temple. Cold prickle, then sink. Hollow seal glowed. Oath-bound. Protection of Sarah Val. Permanent. Cuffs clicked open. Eli rubbed wrists. Free, but tethered. Narine descended. Released. Assigned. Official protector to Princess Sarah. Quarters adjacent. Full access. Under watch. Council erupted in approval chants. Sierra's hand found Eli's. Warm scales against calluses. You did it. Routine. He squeezed back. But the link hummed in his skull. No more solo fixes. Keth clapped Ellie's shoulder. Earned. Rebels scatter. But Alliance fleets inbound. Sensors ping signatures. Hostile. Narine nodded. Proof of Mercer's value spreads. Pell's allies stir. Guard her well, human. They exited to corridor bustle. Sierra leaned close. Chained to us now. Eli checked his multi-tool slate. Defenses green. Better than cells. Alarms chirped soft. Distant pings multiplied. Fleets closed. Sarah's frills tensed. Eli scanned scopes. Incoming vectors. Hostiles vectoring throne ship. Keth barked orders. Guards fanned out. Sarah pulled Eli toward her shuttle bay. With me. Pact starts now. Eli followed. Link pulsed steady. Her safety, his chain. Rebels fled once. Others came. He rolled shoulders. Time to work. In the bay, Tex prepped her sleek cruiser. Sarah vaulted aboard. Eli followed, strapping into co-pilot. Screens lit. Enemy signatures locked on. Shields? Sarah asked, holding. Eli patched a flickering node. Fingers flew. Human steady. Keth boarded last. Queen's orders, scout the van. Flush them. Engines thrummed. Ship lurched free. Stars streaked. Sarah gripped controls. Her claws danced over alien navrigs. Precise. Elegant. Flank left. Your arrays? Eli synced. Boosted. Fire when ready. Plasma lanced out. Hit true. One foe bloomed fire. Again. Sarah's voice thrilled. Eli grinned faint. Collaboration clicked. Human grit. Val precision. But scopes flared. Dozens more. Pact tested already. Back on throne ship, Narine watched holofeed. Pell's confinement cell empty. Alarms wailed anew. Trust chained. Security bent. War knocked.